I know it's been 2 weeks since Roland Garros finished, but I wanted to deliver on my promise and give y'all my Roland Garros best and worst dressed fashion roast. It's only right since I did it for the Australian Open, and better late than never, because y'all said that y'all did want it in the comments of my last video, so here goes nothing. Bonjour, je m'appelle Christian Bass Knight, and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. If you have not yet already, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell so you are notified whenever I post more fashion or just any tennis related content in the future. First, starting out with Nike, they were very much inspired by stripes and lines for their collection, and the eventual champion Carlos Alcaraz, again, the people said that it looked like he belonged in Alcatraz because of the stripe and the black and white. It looked like a prison uniform, and initially I actually liked the outfit. I liked how, you know, it had those accents of like an aqua blue or whatever in the wristband and in the stripes and in the shoelaces. But over time, honestly speaking, the outfit just, it's grown off of me. It hasn't grown on me. It's kind of gotten worse, to be honest. I liked his warm-up polo much better. I think this shirt really should have had a collared neckline. So I don't know. This was kind of, at first it was a hit, but now it became a miss for me. Holger Rune and Jack Draper basically wore the same thing, but in like red, different shades of red. I didn't like Holger's outfit at all. I felt like, once again, the shirt was like oversized. The shorts were too short. It just didn't, I didn't like the combination of that. It just didn't look good to me. Jack's, I think, was a little bit better, that like maroon burgundy type of color. And initially I liked Jack's, but again, like with Carlos, it just didn't really sit well with me after a while. Now, people say they want the old Nike back, and to be honest, this kind of is like Nike circa 2013, 2012, especially like the shirts that Grigor Dimitrov wore. And to be honest, those shirts that Grigor wore weren't that great. They were kind of lazy, and here we are again. It's kind of lazy. I really think this could have used collared type of neckline instead of just a regular neckline. Now, Jannik Sinner, this was a miss for me from the beginning. It was hate at first sight, and there are a lot of Luigi memes, rightfully so. It kind of gave Luigi colors. Honestly, it has grown on me a little bit. I still don't like it. It's a little bit childish in my opinion, and I think for it to be the world number one, this is now 2 straight slams where Sinner has just been given just boring blah outfits. I don't know, like Nike just doesn't like him, or if he's picking out these mid fits, but I'm really just not a fan. Karen Khachanov, he kind of wore basically something similar to what Sinner did, but in different colors, like the red or maroon or whatever. You know, it's low-key boring, but I think the colorways fit him better. They're just overall better than what Sinner gave. I appreciate Nike for being a little bit bold, but again, with Sinner, it was a little bit childish. This one, I think it looks better, but again, not doing too much for me, to be honest, but it's fine. Now, moving over to the women, Nike did the women much better. First, looking at Shin Wen-jung's look, I really love this color, this whole like lilac purple type of getup. I really also like the red collar, and she was supposed to wear this edgy skirt to walk out on, but she said she was too shy, and Mira Andreeva, she ultimately wore that. I don't think she wore it as well as Shinwin would have wore it, but anyways, looking at Mira's outfit now, she wore basically the same thing that Jang wore, but in a maroonish red, all red. I think I might prefer Shinwin's color a little bit more, but I love how the black collar with the white and green detailing, like it just really elevates the look. Emma Raducanu, she wore a white version of this whole thing. It's my least favorite of the 3, but it's still fine. I just think it was a little bit too plain. Then Madison Keys and Paula Badosa, they both opted for wearing dresses. Keys wore a red version while Paula wore like this off-white. And this fit really grew on me. I thought they were way too plain at first, but I've grown to appreciate its more toned down nature, I'd say. It also has a cutout in the back to make it a little bit more edgy. I would have liked this if they did a little bit of a different neckline, like how Wilson did Kostyuk's 2024 Australian Open look, but it's still fine. Now, Aryna Sabalenka, I think she got the shortest end of the stick. I just don't really care much for this colorway. Like with Jannik, I felt like this whole color was low-key kind of childish looking. It gave like Miami Dolphins inspired kind of fit, and it reminds me a lot of Serena's Miami Open 2014 fit with the colorways. It also kept bunching at her midsection, and it's just simply not fit for a queen, not fit for the world number one. Again, it's not bad, but I expected more, again, especially for the world number one. And I think that Nike still needs to do better by her. Naomi Osaka, I think she has the best women's Nike fit. I think it might rival Chinwin's fit. It's similar to Sabalenka's in terms of like the top, but it has a turtleneck and it also has ruffles at the tail end. And the turtleneck, I think it could have fit her a little bit better, but still overall like the look. The color, the light pink is nice and it complemented the clay well, as well as like the darker red accents on the turtleneck and whatnot. And I also appreciate how Naomi took it to that extra level with the hair, accessories, and the shoes. And she really nailed that Sakura theme, and extra points for the varsity jacket too. It's really a shame she did not win a match in this, as she also lost first round in the Berlin Open. But yeah, overall, Nike, I think, did excellent for the women, not so great for the men. So I'll give them overall, I guess, a 6.5 out of 10 for their Roland Garros 2025 collection. Next is Adidas, and they kind of built on that whole neon style that they used for the lead-up tournament. And it just was really underwhelming for Roland Garros. It was very uninspired. Maybe they dealt with some budget issues because it's like they didn't even really try. First, starting with Stefanos Tsitsipas and Alexander Zverev, I mean, they had them wear basically the exact same thing, which is just not a good look when you have two of your biggest male stars wearing the same thing at a slam. The look wasn't even that good, to be honest. It was pretty boring. Like, the mesh in the back is fine, but the black Y in the back does nothing for me. Felix Auger-Aliassime, he wore the same shirt, but I think I like his fit a lot more because, yes, it's the same shirt as Zverev, but I just prefer that all neon look, to be honest. It's a little bit cleaner, and it just gives it a little bit more, like, oomph. So Felix is the only hit, to me, in this entire Adidas collection. Jakub Menjik, miss. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but with a collar. Like, I don't really care for that collar, to be honest. And again, the Y in the back does nothing for me. Gabriel Diallo, he wore the same thing, and I think I'll give him extra points for edging it up a little bit with the leg sleeve. And I mean, still though, I do not like the collar. Alex Mikkelsen, this is just boring. Like, it's boring. It's just all black. It's boring. It's uninspiring, and it pisses me off. Like, why, Adidas? Why? And then same thing with Alina Svitolina, Jessica Pegula, Dana Schneider. They all wore this black dress. It's a nice dress, but it's boring, and it's the same exact dress that they had them wearing for the clay lead-ups. I mean, Schneider wore this dress in the clay lead-ups, this pink dress, but in a different style. Obviously, it's black now. Like, it's just not doing much for me. I appreciate the contrast with the neon shoes. That's one of the only redeeming qualities about this look, but they could have done a little bit more, adding more yellow to it, because this is just not, it's just not giving much. Now, things got worse when looking at Daria Kizikina and Karolina Muchova's looks. Adidas did the lesbians wrong here. This is not really good at all, honestly. For Adidas, ranking them, I give it a 3.5 out of 10. This is not good. It's probably one of their worst Roland Garros collections. Nothing memorable at all about it. It's like they didn't even try. It's like a copy paste from their lead-up tournaments, but not in a good way. And they should be very ashamed by themselves. Although, from the look of it, their woman collection will deliver at least. So at least the next slam, it'll be better for them. Next is Wilson, and their Roland Garros collection was inspired by iconic 1999 tennis fashion, and it is apparently tailored for the demands of the current clay season. According to Wilson, this line delivers high-performance tennis wear that doesn't sacrifice style for function. Now, being totally transparent, I'm not sure if I get what was so special about 1999 in terms of fashion. I mean, thinking about that year, the only memorable thing that comes to mind is like Serena winning her first slam, and then maybe Andre Agassi winning Roland Garros and completing the career slam. But okay, anyways, first looking at Marta Kostyuk, the queen of Wilson, she wore this uptown court dress in chinois green. I like the slit and the cutout in the back, very sleek. And it's like a simple but good look. Like, it looks good. It's a shame, really, she didn't win a match in this fit because it was a good fit. Next is Peyton Stearns, who also lost very early, round one. And she wore this top spin seamless polo with a pleated skirt in Poseidon blue. It kind of gives cheerleader vibes, to be honest. And again, it's a shame that she wore it very little. She lost like easily 11-3 against Ellesse in the first round because this was another good fit. Although Victoria Mboko Mboko, she wore the same thing, but in golden orange / yellow, and she wore it for at least 3 matches, so she did the outfit well. Again, this looks good. I like the pleated skirt. I like the whole, I just like everything about this, really. It's hard, like, it's just a fit. It's a good look. Now, Alicia Park, she basically wore the same thing that Mboko did, but in a dress. And I like, again, how the bright orange and yellow really pops on the clay. So for sure a hit. And then now looking at Wilson's, I think, like, only men's player who wore them for this tournament, it's Nicolas Jarry. He wore a Pro Tour polo shirt. Very simple, but I love these colors. I think blue is my favorite color, so extra points for that. And yeah, like, I love it. I like the detailing on the collar. It's just a great fit for me. Very, like, you can't go wrong with this. Wilson just needs to sign more men, better men's players at that. But yeah, Wilson, for me, I'll give them a 10 out of 10. This was really another really good collection. I have, like, really no notes except for they need to sign more men's players so they can show off more men's fits. Anyways, next, another brand who rarely, like, if ever misses is New Balance. And of course, their main star, Coco Gauff. She actually wore 2 fits for this Roland Garros. She made a statement before even unveiling her actual outfit as she walked on court wearing a black leather jacket, which I think complemented the outfit really well, in my opinion. The first outfit that she wore, initially I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but it definitely looks better in pictures. And there you can see all the marble detailing. And it's actually similar to Serena's Dubai 2019 look, low-key, in terms of the coloring and the patterns. Now, I also like how it's low-key similar to her Roland Garros 2022 finals fit. And now I feel like she kind of built on that with a similar style fit, but she went on to win the whole title and lift the winner's trophy. I don't think it was intentional, but, like, it kind of build on each other in a way. I don't know. But anyways, I think the darker gray / purple, like, dress is a winner, though. It's an actual dress, not separate. It's like her first fit that she wore and actually winning the title. I like the style of it a bit more, and also extra points with the cutout on the back. It's just beautiful. And I think that she really should have wore this on finals day. It was the better fit, but I mean, hey, at least she won the title regardless. So definitely I prefer the dress one, but both fits are good. Next, Tommy Paul. I think really On needs to take notes from New Balance on how to do gradients the right way. And to be honest, I wasn't initially the biggest fan of this, but it just grew on me. I love just how it looks, especially from afar. It looks fire. And I also like the detailing with the socks and the shoes too. And it looks good on clay. The gray looks good on the orange / red clay. So it's a good fit. New Balance, I'll give them a 9.5 out of 10. Now, speaking of the devil, next is On Running, and these Elf Bar colors were, for this Roland Garros collection, were yellow, pink, and indigo. Again, I just hated this collection. I'm not even going to give much effort in reviewing these kits because On doesn't put any effort basically into designing the kits. Iga Swiatek, a miss. I mean, she wears the same thing every time, but in the same thing. It's like, it's so tired, honestly. I'm just over it. Joao Fonseca, same thing. He wears the same dang thing every time. I mean, points to Iga and Joao for, I mean, the purple hat, adding some color, but no. Ben Shelton, I mean, I still think the sleeveless look is the best for On, but still it's a chop. Like, no, On. Again, you are turning me off even more with this collection. Now, Lululemon is next, and Francis Tiafoe, I think he actually has probably the best fit, in my opinion, overall for the men. My dad did say that he looks like a black Smurf, but the color looks good on him regardless. I think it really suits the backdrop of the orange and / red clay very nicely. And also got to show some appreciation for the matching beats that he wore walking out on court. Just really a 10 out of 10 fit for sure. I love this outfit. It's going to go down for sure, and one of the best that he's worn. Next, Leylah Fernandez, who's also sponsored by Lululemon. I mean, we haven't seen much of her since her results haven't been that great, but she also wore a baby blue fit, but like a dress. I mean, it's cute. It kind of reminds me of Maria Sharapova's 2006 Australian Open outfit, so it's nice. Shame that it couldn't get much court time since Leylah always loses early. Anyways, next is Asics, and I had high expectations for Asics because they really gave us a moment during the Roland Garros lead-up tournament with the APC collab. I like the boxy style fit they gave, kind of gave me like Greek, Roman. I don't know how to describe it, but like it was really nice, especially it looked good on Musetti as well, and as well as Paolini, she looked good in it while winning the Rome title. But they just had a really big letdown for the slam. They went back to basics, and basics ain't always great for Asics. They just did the same thing they did for the Australian Open. It was like copy and paste. But for the women, they kind of made it light blue this time with yellow accents. Honestly, it looked a mess, and I hated it. With Jasmine Paolini, they did her wrong, and it's a shame because she is their best women's player, and they always put her in these trash fits for the slams. It looks so bunchy on her. It looks like it's practice clothing. Like, they need to dress her for an actual major. This is not good. I also don't care for the dark blue skirt with this either. I don't think it needed the pleats. Like, I don't like the pleats with this, with the top. It didn't need that. So it's a no for me. Next, Eva Lise. You know it's bad when even Eva Lise can't save it, because Eva knows how to elevate the fit. You know, she makes it bunch up nicely, but still just, it's just very, like, no, like the color is a no for me. It looks kind of childish and boring, if that makes sense. It's a no. And it kind of looked like practice gear. It looked worse on Lois Passon. It looked like practice gear. Not saying that's no drag on Lois Passon, but it just looked, no. Anyways, Olivia Gadecki, I mean, she wore the light blue dress that Belinda Bencic would have wore if she had played this tournament. It does actually look nice on her. I think it looks better than the purple fit, than the purple dress at the Australian Open. So that might be the only good thing that came out of the women's collection this year. Now on the men's side, Alex de Minaur, he wore the same thing basically that he did in Melbourne, but like a dark greenish. And I love this. Like, I love this type of gradient style look. Again, on Take Notes. It's really a shame he lost early and that we didn't get to see him in this for longer, because it's by far, I think, the best thing to come out of Asics Roland Garros collection. I just love these colors. Lorenzo Musetti, his look was a bit disappointing. It's pretty basic. It's kind of the same color he wore at Monte Carlo. I don't hate it though. It's clean, nothing much to hate. He really should have saved this fit for the clay lead-ups and then wore the edgy APC collection for Roland Garros. Like, again, I don't understand why Asics didn't like save the actual wow looks for the major, but alas. Moving on, Lacoste, they're the official like clothing partner for Roland Garros, and their biggest star, Novak Djokovic, like, again, boring, uninspired, the same thing. Like, we all know Novak, he always wears red for Roland Garros, it seems, for the past few years, and this is exactly a copy paste of all the shirts that he has worn so far this year. It's like a baseline design. No, it's just, no, it's boring. Anyways, moving on, Dino Medvedev, he basically did the same thing as Novak, been wearing the same thing that he wore all year, but in different colors. He did this in like a gray and blue. I don't really care for this. What he's wearing right now in Halle is much better with the dark blue, and this is just not giving at all. I like the shoes that he wore. It was like black and stuff. It was a nice contrast, but they could have executed this a little bit better. I'm not a fan of it. Moving on, Arthur Fils. I know some people said that he was among the best dressed, and I feel like they really only said that because Arthur is attractive, but this is not good. This is boring. The color is unflattering. This does nothing for me. I don't really care for the pattern too much, especially with this gray. And for Arthur to be Lacoste, one of Lacoste's biggest rising stars, like, they haven't really put him in something actually flattering, in my opinion. Like, the clothes don't, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like he deserves his own type of look. Like, he doesn't need to be wearing the same thing as Ugo Humbert, to be honest. No offense to Humbert, but Arthur is a bigger star than he is, so I feel like he deserves his own clothing. Now, a man who does have his own little collection and own clothing is Grigor Dimitrov, and really, he had the only good men's fit. I think the pink with the royal blue is a good combo, and I think it's much more interesting than Arthur's fit, and I think it's a shame that he was too injured to wear this more than once, because it's a good fit. Next, looking at the women in Lacoste, Ellesse Jacquemont, she's been wearing kind of like the same dress that, like, they've been recycling this dress, but in different colors. But I mean, it's a nice fit, so I can't really hate on it. And again, this blue is nice. Moving on, the elder Andreeva's sister, Erica, she wore, you know, a blue top with a pink pleated skirt. I like it. I mean, it's nice. Not much to write home about, but it's still a good fit. So I say overall for Lacoste, they get a 6 out of 10. It's a mixed bag, but nothing like really wow, especially for their biggest stars. Now, one brand that in my opinion is criminally underrated is Mizuno. They've been really killing it lately. Their Naval collection, which heavily features blue and also yellow, might be my favorite of theirs so far. Rebecca Shramkova, she wore this collared dress that she has been wearing for quite some time, but still it's a hit. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Anna Delanina, though, I think I might like her fit a little bit more. I really like the navel tank. The top is nice, but the asymmetrical skirt really does it for me. I like this look. Demir Zoomer, he wore this printed shirt that might be loud for some, but I like it. It's edgy and different, and yeah, it's a good fit. Mizuno did a good job. They get an 8.5 out of 10 for this. Next is Fila. They came through with the crimson, red, orange, and pink colors for this collection. Their top-ranked woman, Emma Navarro, unfortunately for them, lost early, and it's a shame because I actually like this fit. It gives kind of like Thanksgiving vibes with the colors, but in a good way. I like how this waistline has like that strapped or striped effect, and I feel like Navarro, she definitely did this fit dirty because losing love in one of the opening round and this like nice fit is a tragedy. She should be locked up. Anyways, Brandon Nakashima, he wore basically the same thing, but like men's version, a plain maroon shirt and shorts. It's basic but clean. And then Riley Opelka, he wore the same thing but in all pink. I like that. Like I like the monochrome type of look, not too over the top, but like also kind of giving it a little bit with the colors. Fila did a good job. I'll give them a 8 out of 10 for this collection. Now next is Yonex, and they had a heavy emphasis on a mint green as well as a navy blue. And first, their biggest women's star, Aryna Rybakina, she wore this mint green dress. She also had a navy dress that also Vondrousova wore, but I really like this. I like the effect. It looks kind of like light and airy. I think it's mesh that gives it that effect, but also like the top too. Like it's a simple dress, but it's nice. It looked good on her. It really low key was kind of like a slam winning or deserved to be slam winning kit. I think this was actually Rybakina's best fit with Yonex. Vondrousova, I mentioned too, she wore the navy version of this dress, which looks nice, but she also wore the separates version of what Rybakina wore in this mint green. And I like this, like, again, the mesh, I think it's the mesh or the fabric kind of gives like an airy, fairy type of vibe. Like it looks good. And I like the color a lot too. Casper Ruud, he also wore the mint green, and you can see it shows off a nice subtle geometric pattern on the shirt. I like the pattern, and I like the navy blue detail on the collar and on the panels under each arm. Just a good fit. Daniel Altmaier, he wore the same thing, but in a navy blue type of color. I mean, not much else to say besides it looks good. I think Yonex, this might be their best ever collection. Like, they really grew a lot.
I'm trying to think. I'm going through her discography, and this is one of her best pieces of work.
Yeah, this is cute.
Like, whoa, you grew.
I'll give him a 9 out of 10. Next is K-Swiss and Andrei Rublev. I mean, it's a different color, and then also the neon yellow, but I like it, especially with the detailing on the shoes too. Andre really is one of the most stylish guys on tour. I don't think he gets enough credit for that, but literally every time he steps out, it's a hit. Hit. And this is no different. He really never misses. Next is Lacoste Sportif, and they had their collection Terre Battue, Yuri Lehechka. It reminded me a lot of Tiafoe's Lululemon fit, but it's different obviously because it's gradient and it also has a collar. Again, on running, take notes because this is how you do that ombre gradient type of style. This looks good. It's a hit. Then it's Alexei Popyrin and Psycho Bunny. A little bit similar in terms of like the ombre gradient type of style, but obviously it's a little bit more like tie-dye type of going on, and I love it. Like, and I also think the dark blue shorts complement this shirt very, very well. And I think Psycho Bunny is another brand we really got to look out for because they've been putting Popyrin in some really nice fits this year. Next, Yelena Ostapenko. Normally she comes up with some type of kooky, wild camp fit, but she wore this nice green dress, and she also wore this in Rome, and I really like it. It's from Oysho. It's a Spanish brand that specializes in athleisure, and I like the string at the waistline, the detailing on the sleeves, the piping, and I think the dark green really just matches the vibe of Roland Garros well. The dress also matches Ostapenko's racket color and her shoes, so extra points for that, and this is probably like her best ever look. Another player who also opted for green is Francisco Passaro and Ellesse. Ellesse is really underrated, and they've been fitting Passaro in some nice fits lately. I especially like the blue fit that he wore in Rome a lot, but the green is still nice. It matches the vibe again of the Roland Garros backdrop, so I like it. I like the detailing on the sides of the stripes too, so it's a good fit. Now, ending on a bad note, I have to end on a bad note, but Jill Teichmann, she wore head apparel, And I mean, it's camp, it's different. It's polka dots and ladybug and stuff, but there is a reason why we don't do this. There's a reason. And I just don't also like the color. The color doesn't look good with the red clay. Like it don't look right. It just it doesn't look good. Maybe she should have saved this for US Open, or yeah, I think this would have matched well with the US Open courts. I mean, I still would have given it a miss, but it's even more of a miss now that it's on the red clay. So no. Now listing all my best dressed players, I'd say Shinwen Jung, Mira Andreeva, Naomi Osaka, Felix Auger-Aliassime, Marta Kostyuk, Peyton Stearns, Alicia Parks, Victoria Mboko, Nicholas Jarry, really everything with Wilson, as well as everything with New Balance and Coco Gauff and Tommy Paul. Alex de Minaur is also among the best dressed. He was in Asics. Also Emma Navarro and I'd say Riley Opelka were among the best dressed from Fila. I really liked everything, to be honest, from Yonex's collection. I especially liked Elena Rybakina's fit, as well as Vondrousova's two-piece fit. And then I also like Casper Ruud, so he's also in the best dressed. Also Mizuno, everything in that. And then to Francis Tiafoe, I'd say Andrei Rublev is in there, Lehechka, Popyrin, Ostapenko, Pasado. They're my best dressed. Worst dressed, I mean, everyone in On, worst dressed. Everyone in Asics, basically, worst dressed, except for Felix. Alcaraz, Sinner, Rune, Draper. Yeah, Paolini also worst dressed. And of course, Miss Jill Teichmann, worst dressed. That is all I have for this very late Roland Garros fashion roast. And I know I couldn't get through all the looks, but at least it's something. I gave y'all something. Let me know if there are any fits that caught your eye, whether it be for better or worse, and let me know in the comments your favorite or least favorite fits from Roland Garros. Again, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you are notified whenever I post my Wimbledon best and worst dress fits. I promise that video will actually come out at a timely time, so again, stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching and for your support, and I'll see you all next time here on Christian's Court.